Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the topic biological wastewater treatment process in industrial waste management. These all are the syllabus for the biological wastewater treatment process. Lagoons. A lagoon is a shallow body of water separated from a large body of water by a barrier island. Refers ridge of material or near the surface of the ocean. Isthmuses is a narrow strip of land that connects two larger land masses and separates two bodies of water or peninsulas, an area of land that is almost surrounded by water. When barrier bars and splits from at the mouth of a bay and a block it a lagoon forms. The lagoons would gradually get filled up by sediments from the land, giving rise to a coastal plain. Lagoon types: coral lagoons, barrier island or coastal lagoons, river mouth lagoons, artificial lagoons. Coral lagoons, its locations. Coral lagoons have the conditions necessary for coral growth. For many island communities in the Pacific, the coral lagoons are of great importance. Coral lagoons are restricted to tropical open seas. Coral lagoons are mainly found within 25-degree latitude of the equator. Coral lagoons are found in the isolated places of the Caribbean, parts of the Indian Ocean, and found widely in the Western Pacific. The atolls of the Pacific Ocean are the most spectacular examples of coral reefs. The Great Barrier Reefs of Australia is another example where coral lagoons are found. These are the most common type of lagoon that you find in the coastal region. Coastal or barrier island lagoons locations. Coastal or barrier island lagoons are formed only where there is abundant sediment for construction of the protective barrier island. Coastal or barrier island lagoons rarely occur where high cliffs from the coast. These lagoons are usually associated with the low coast. They occur where the swells are usually less violent. Coastal or barrier island lagoons are characterized by brackish marshes, fine-grained sedimentation, and quiet water conditions. This is a barrier island lagoons. For examples, these are the examples. Next, river mouth lagoons. They form at the mouths of the coastal rivers. These can also be considered coastal lagoons. They have brackish water, which means partly freshwater and partly salt water. These can be seen most commonly in New Zealand and South Pacific Island. Artificial lagoons. These are man-made and not natural. These are increasing and becoming popular. These can be used for recreation or residential or other purposes. They are more controlled and safe as they can be made anywhere with suitable conditions and requirements. The only freshwater can also be found here rather than brackish water. These all are the stabilization basins. Stabilization basins, waste or wastewater stabilization ponds are large man-made water bodies in which backwater, greywater, or fecal sludge are treated by natural occurring processes. Under the influence of solar light, wind, microorganisms, and algae, the ponds can be used individually or linked in a series for improved treatment. There are three types of ponds: anaerobic, facultative, aerobic, each with a different treatment and design characteristics. WSPS are low cost for O and M, and BOD and pathogen removal is high. However, large surface areas and expert design are required. WSPs should be linked in a series of 3 or more, with the effluent being transferred from the anaerobic pond to the facultative pond, and finally to the aerobic pond. The aerobic pond is the primary treatment stage and reduces the organic load in the wastewater. The entire depth of this fairly deep man-made lake is anaerobic solids, and BOD removal occurs by sedimentation and through subsequent anaerobic digestion inside the accumulated sludge. Anaerobic bacteria convert organic carbon into methane, and through this process remove up to 60% of the BOD. In a series of WSPs, the effluent from the anaerobic pond is transferred to the facultative pond. Therefore, where further BOD is removed, the top layer of the pond receives oxygen from the natural diffusion, wind mixing, and algae driven photosynthesis. The lower layer is deprived of oxygen and becomes anoxic or anaerobic. Settlable solids accumulate and are digested on the bottom of the pond. The aerobic and anaerobic organisms work together to achieve BOD reductions of up to 75%. Anaerobic and facultative ponds are designed for BOD removal, while aerobic ponds are designed for pathogen removal. An aerobic pond is commonly referred to as a maturation, polishing, or a finishing pond because it is usually the last step in a series of ponds and provides the final level of treatment. Anaerobic treatment ponds, that is called APS. The main function of anaerobic pond is BOD removal, which can be reduced 40 to 80 percentage. As a complete process, the anaerobic pond serves to settle undigested material and non-degradable solids as bottom sludge, dissolve organic material, break down biodegradable organic material. Facultative treatment ponds. Facultative treatment ponds are the simplest of all WSPs, and they consist of an aerobic zone close to the surface and the deeper anaerobic zone. They are digested for BOD removal and can treat water in the BOD range of 100 to 400 kg per HA per day, corresponding to 10 to 40 gram per meter square per day at a temperature above 20 degrees Celsius. Thank you. Next topic we will discuss in next class. Thank you.